Hey, so I've got a weird little challenge that I have no idea how this is going to go, but I'm calling it Ship It Anyway. And the idea is that I'm going to try and write and record and send out a song to a friend all here in, I don't know, probably a few hours in the time it'd take to watch maybe an epic movie. And the idea is it's not going to be the best song in the world. It's obviously not going to be perfect. It's going to be something that I'm going to have to get used to the idea that there will be problems with it, and I'm just going to have to ship it anyway. And this isn't an anti-perfection exercise. This is an anti-laziness exercise. I think what I'm going to try and do, and again, this is all kind of experimental, but I think what I'm going to try and do is do maximum 2 takes on every instrument. Probably going to try and do all stock plugins on Logic. And what I want to do is send it to just a friend, because I think music should be communication and not competition. So that's kind of the idea. So without further ado, let's see. Obviously, I'm not going to make you watch the entire process, so we'll fast forward a bit here. You know what? I'm gonna do G, because I'm not the world's greatest keyboardist, and the more white keys I can have, the better. You could write some cool stuff around this, and then also just work with like 1, 4, 5, just a G, C, and a D. That'd be fine. Doesn't matter. The point of this, and the reason I think everybody ought to try this is because I think sometimes recording can be intimidating, and not because recording is intimidating, but because the expectation of it is. And if we can decrease the expectation, then I think we can all make a lot of cool music. That's the thing, not everything has to be like an audition. Like, you don't have to show everybody everything that you can do in every song. It's kind of cool, has a feeling like we're getting somewhere, we're not taking it too seriously. It seems appropriate for this. It's interesting because it's kind of my normal process, but just kind of I had to streamline it out of necessity, and it's kind of a relief. Start 6. Let's go 1, 5. I'm sure I've heard that before, but again, doesn't matter. Let's just get it out there. So 1, 5, flat 7, and 4. I like that. It sounds chorusy. It was interesting because writing this quickly, it made me accept the fact that it was probably going to be a chord progression that already exists. And it was kind of nice because it didn't matter. Like, that seemed like a, pretty standard thing. And of course, afterwards, I thought of 10 different songs that use that chord progression, but it didn't matter. This seems breezy and poppy, and again, you could write it over a riff or something if this wasn't exactly your flavor. Now, I was thinking about this beforehand, and I think I'm generally more comfortable with a click. I don't know. I think it gives me something to kind of grab onto, but I don't know. This seems like the kind of project that I probably shouldn't, so I'm gonna not. I may regret that later, but spoiler alert, I did. That's what we're going with. So this is when I actually started recording. This is when I hit record. And initially I was going to aim for doing a max of 2 takes. I think I did 2 on the acoustic. And then as soon as I got to the drums, I'm just not a great drummer. So I ended up having to do 3 on that. And then on the keys too, I think. And then by then it was just a pattern. So 3 kind of seems like the right number to me, at least for like for my level and for this kind of level of song. But, you know, make it work for you. It doesn't have to be exactly so many takes. So this is the end of the second take, which is the one I ended up using. And that's the look of me realizing that I'm going to have to repeat that with all the other instruments every other time. Didn't end up being that big of a deal, but... It's interesting how different songs end up depending on what instrument you start writing them with. I'm absolutely gonna regret that little choppy thing I did in the middle of that last chorus. But that's future me's problem. All right, close enough. Let's call it good. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and record the drums for the fun of it, but yeah, you don't have to. You can do this whatever way you want to do it. You don't even have to add drums. You could add, in fact, I could pull out the cajon if I wanted. I may do a couple of rounds of the drums, and if that doesn't work, then I'll do it with cajon. Might just do that. All right. It occurs to me I'm not going to be able to stick strictly to my stock plugins constraint, not because I have to use one for sound, but because the MIDI Logic drum trigger doesn't play well with an electronic kit. So I'm gonna have to use an SSD plugin. It's free, but otherwise I'm gonna have a bunch of little machine triggers and things that aren't gonna work real well. So I will have to cheat on it, but that's the only I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the only non-stock plugin that I'm going to use. It was, in the end. It wasn't a big deal. I'm a big fan of stock Logic plugins anyway, so yeah, that one was the only one I had to do out of necessity. I was wondering how I was going to address the issue of Logic instruments, like players. Because obviously lots of people, including myself, have used the Logic drummer a lot, and then in the last year or so they've put in really amazing piano player and guitar player and bass player and everything else. And I know that that's a kind of a hot button topic right now, just because it kind of it might border on AI, and I realize that that's, you know, a problem for a lot of people. My thing is, in this context and what we're doing here of just writing music and then wanting accompaniment, just do what works best for you. Because I mean, honestly, you wouldn't have to add any of the instruments that you could have just a guitar, you could have just a kazoo, but just make sure it's yours. Okay, nothing like recording some drums to remind me that I'm not a drummer, but this is how we get better, right? Oh, okay, it's a heavy bass, y'all. Time to get some bass. I think the order of instruments that I recorded in this one is kind of what I consider to be, for me, the most standard. But as I say, a lot of times I write with piano, a lot of times I write with bass, a lot of times I write with starts with a riff, like an electric guitar riff, and that really does affect the song, and it obviously is going to affect the order in which you record. But again, there isn't like a standard that you have to do. It would be pretty hard to start recording a song with a pad, I guess. Maybe you should try that. I think the next time, and I am going to do this again, I think the next time I'll probably use a click. But yeah, there are lots of ways. Oh, sometimes I'll even start a song with drums. In fact, sometimes I will just play along with another song that uses a click and just kind of change up the drum pattern a bit and then record it, save it, and then just leave that saved for another day, and at some point I'll listen to it and I will have completely forgotten what song I was drumming to, and I basically just can write another song around that because it already has the structure. And yeah, so, but yeah, it's just funny that however you write, whatever instrument you start with is going to dramatically change how the song ends up sounding. All right, it's been a couple hours. I've got acoustic, 2 electrics, just rhythm stuff, drums. I did a tambourine on the pad. Oh yeah, and there's some, got some synth in there, and it's all just preset stuff, really. I didn't really mess with it. I'll probably give them a quick EQ and compression. I'll probably spend, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes mixing everything, and that's going to be it. But first, before I do that, now I'm at the point I got to figure out lyrics or something. So this was easily the hardest part. Just because it's hard to do it quickly. I think everything else I can kind of just, skimp on and go like, well, that's not. But lyrics, it's just so hard for me to do quickly. And it was cool finding something that I need to get better at. But I have to say, the funnest part of this project was sending it to my friend Brian afterwards and getting to talk with him and, getting to give him something that I was proud of, but I didn't need it to be appreciated at a high level. I could just be like, hey man, I was thinking of you. Here's a song I wrote. Hope you dig it. Well, that's it. It took a little longer than couple hours, but not too much longer, and most of it was lyrics. I got to get better at that, but no, I think it turned out all right. And as I say, the point is to get me used to the idea that it's not going to be perfect. That's the entire reason that I wanted to do this, because I think it's really important to just let music be music. Just put it out there, make it happen, and next time I'll move on to something else, but I think this was fun. I may try this again. All right, well, remember, it's not an audition. Well, we were standing in a hole, breaking rocks back to back. The first time I heard you sing, it was some old hymn, maybe Victory in Jesus, but I swear all the angels joined in. Though for a while we're half a world apart, I know that I'll see you soon. It won't be long till the band's back together, singing for our King. Celebrating victory. Won't be long till these clumsy hands will finally be made new. Won't be long till the trumpet plays and all sorrow fades, and we better stay. It won't be long. Some of us are here and others moved away. I kinda lost touch with others, but every time we played, connection was made, and that's how musicians become brothers. Though for a while we're half a world apart, I know that I'll see you soon. It won't be long till the band's back together. Our King. It won't be long till we all play together, celebrating victory. Won't be long till this clumsy voice It won't be long till we all jam together, just celebrating victory. It won't be long till these clumsy